Hey everybody, Sean Holsinger here from HolsingersFlyShop.com. Bringing you another fly tying video this week, and this week it's a nymph pattern and it's a really easy one. One of the things I've learned from talking to you guys at shows, I was out at the Edison show here and talked to a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys commented the same thing. You like my videos because they're short, sweet, and to the point. And I'm going to try to do that again today. I like to tie flies that I can tie quickly and have more time on the water fishing. If I tie it quicker, I'm going to fish it harder because I don't care so much about losing it. And this is a really easy cased caddis pattern that you're not going to have to spend a whole lot of time at the vise with. So I'm going to quit talking here, going to get into tying. You're going to see a picture of it and then the material list to tie it. Alright, here you see the EZ Cased Caddis in the vise. Really simple fly. Let's get into tying it. For a hook, I'm using a Holsinger Fly Shop Jig Hook. This is a size 14. And for a bead, I'm using Firehole slotted bead 3mm. The color here is birthday suit. Use a brown, use a black, anything dark. Or use a gold if you want, it doesn't matter. I don't think the trout really care much about your bead color. That's something I never really got stuck on. Next thing I'm using is some 140 Denier brown thread. And then I'm going to take a piece of vinyl D-rib. You can see how it's flat on one side, round on the other. I'm going to set that flat side down on top of the hook, right there behind that slot in the bead. We're going to tie it down right behind the bead. That's going to help keep that bead from rolling back. And it's going to make a nice smooth body here for us. So I'm just going to wrap that right back to the bend of the hook as you see, and come back forward. And then I'm actually going to get back there and put the legs on this fly. So for legs, I'm using some micro polar chenille. And this is UV black. I'm just going to tie it on at the back here. And I want this to be buggy looking. So I'm going to wrap this around. As I do, I'm going to try to tease these fibers backwards. So I'm going to get about 3 wraps on there just so I can get enough fibers there to make it a buggy leggy look. And then tie it off. Oops. And then I'm just going to again tease everything back and make a couple good wraps at the back there. And that's going to give us our legs on the fly. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the body on there. To do that, I'm going to use my dubbing loop tool. And I'm going to use my Swiss multi-tool here. Put that on there. Make a dubbing loop. Come back up to the bead with my thread. And for the material I'm putting in the loop is some UV tracer squirrel dub. You can see how this is just all squirrel dubbing. Lots of guard hair in there, nice and buggy. I'm going to make a strip of this. I'll show you here in 1 second. A nice thin strip of it, totaling about 1 inch long. And then I'm going to put that in the loop that I created with my tool. Put that in the loop there, and then I'm going to spin it to make my dubbing brush. Once I get a nice good buggy brush there like you see, I'm going to take advantage of my rotary vise, and I'm just going to wrap that forward. I'm going to start back there at them legs and wrap this forward right up to the bead and then tie it off. Now, got a little thin back there at the back, so I'm going to take just a little bit of extra dubbing because I don't want to have like a collar here. I want this nice and clean looking. So I'm going to take a little extra dubbing, make a couple wraps there, and whip finish it off. You can see how really buggy with all those guard hairs sticking out that is. That's great. But I want this to be nice and smooth like a caddis pattern is. Smooth yet textured. So I'm going to take my scissors. Just going to come in. I'm going to trim this down. Make a nice smooth casing. Smooth but textured casing, like I said. Now I'm going to come in here with my scissors and cut this worm, the caddis worm, off to the length I want it. And I like that length there. And then I'm going to take, you could use a marker here. I have some black bone dry. I'm just going to put some black bone dry on the end there. And that'll be the head of my little worm. And there you go. Really nice, easy cased caddis pattern. You see that worm sticking out the back, and looks good in fish as well. Alright guys, hope you like that pattern. Really easy pattern to tie. And like I said at the beginning, if I can tie it quick, I fish it harder because I don't care about losing it so much. You know, when I sit down and tie these, I'm going to tie like a dozen of them, throw them in my box, go fishing. That way I have enough that if I run it, I'm not going to run out right away, or you know, if I'm out with clients, they lose one, I have a couple to replace them with. So I'm looking for flies that I can tie quickly and, you know, tie a bunch of so I can have them if I need them. This is one of those patterns, guys. Any of the materials, like always, if you need any of the materials to tie this fly, please go to our website, holsingersflyshop.com. And I'd be more than happy to tie it for you too. If you're not a tyer, or if you just like watching my videos and like to fly fish but you don't tie, hit me up at holsingersflyshop@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to tie these for you. So I hope to see you soon at one of the shows I have coming up. I will be tying at the Lancaster Fly Fishing Show this year. My first time tying at Lancaster. And then I will also be tying at Cabin Fever in Pittsburgh out at Cranberry, PA. And then at the Maryland Collectible and Fly Tying Show in Towson State University. So hope to see you at one of those shows coming up. If you're there, stop by and say hi. I'd love to meet you guys. So until next week when I bring you another video, I'm Sean Holsinger.